Volvo is one of the most recognized brands on the planet. Ask anyone what Volvo stands for, and they'll say the same thing: safety. It's been their identity for decades. Every ad, every campaign, every conversation about the brand. But here's the thing. Volvo's best marketing never actually led with safety. It led with a moment. A specific, deeply human moment that their ideal buyer was already living through or quietly dreading. And once you understand what that moment is and why it works so powerfully, you'll never think about your own marketing the same way again. I'm Matt from Market Nurture Hub. My team and I help small business owners build marketing that actually works. And this is one of the most important lessons I've ever pulled from a big brand campaign. In 2024, Volvo's CEO Jim Rowan was asked what makes Volvo different from every other premium car brand. He didn't talk about engineering. He didn't quote crash test ratings. He said this: "That's it. That's the whole strategy." Volvo doesn't sell to a demographic. They sell to a moment. The moment a person's entire relationship with risk changes overnight. When protecting what matters most stops being abstract and becomes the most urgent thing in their world. Safety features are what Volvo makes. That moment is what Volvo sells. And that distinction between what you make and what you actually sell is the single most important marketing insight in this entire video. Hold on to it, because in about 60 seconds, we're going to apply it directly to your business. In the growth blueprint framework I use with clients, lever one is selecting your target market, and most business owners treat it as a demographic exercise. Age, location, income bracket, job title, that's the starting point. But Volvo shows us what it looks like when you go one level deeper. Because Volvo's target market isn't families aged 35 to 55 with household incomes above £100,000. That's a data set. It's not a person. Their target market is a parent standing in a hospital car park with a newborn, suddenly aware of every risk they've never noticed before. That's a person. That's someone with a heartbeat and a fear and a decision to make. Now let's bring that into your world. A financial advisor doesn't just serve people approaching retirement. Their real buyer is someone who has just realized their retirement is closer than their savings suggest. Lying awake at 2 a.m, doing the maths in their head and not liking the answer. That's a moment. That's a feeling. That's the person your marketing needs to speak to. A family law solicitor doesn't serve people going through divorce. Their real buyer has just had the conversation that changes everything and now needs to know they're not going to lose what they've spent 20 years building. A mortgage broker doesn't serve first-time buyers. They serve someone who has just opened a letter from their landlord, putting the rent up for the 3rd year running, and has finally quietly decided that enough is enough. Same profession, same service, completely different marketing. The moment you stop describing your target market as a category and start describing them as a person in a specific situation, your language changes. The way you title your lead magnet changes. The way you open every email changes. The way you write your website headline changes. Perry Marshall says it directly in 80/20 Sales and Marketing. The more precisely you can identify and serve a specific group of people, the less competition you face and the more you can charge. Volvo didn't win by building the safest car. They won by owning a specific human moment more completely than anyone else ever thought to. But here's the part of the Volvo story that most people miss entirely. They didn't just identify their moment, they showed up for it, consistently for decades. Every campaign, every product launch, every innovation from the 3-point seatbelt in 1959 to the latest driver assistance technology. All of it said the same thing to the same person. You matter. The people in your car matter. We've spent every working day since 1927 making sure you get home. That isn't a campaign. That's a commitment, and it compounded. Every year Volvo showed up with that message. The positioning got stronger, the trust got deeper, the price premium got larger. Robert Cialdini writes about this in Influence, the principle of commitment and consistency. Once someone takes a small step towards you, they're psychologically more likely to take the next one. Volvo's marketing is a masterclass in creating those small steps at scale. Every ad, every safety statistic, every industry award, another step in the same direction. Growth Blueprint Lever 3 is the small business version of exactly this. educate and motivate your prospects patiently. Show up with something genuinely useful on a consistent schedule over time. Not a campaign, a commitment. An accountant who sends one useful insight about tax planning every single month isn't just sending emails. They're becoming the only name that client thinks of when January approaches and the numbers start to feel urgent. A commercial solicitor who publishes one practical guide about contract risk every quarter isn't just creating content. They're positioning themselves as the person who is already thinking about the problem before the client even knew they had one. Volvo didn't win the safety positioning because they had the best single campaign. They won it because they were the most consistent voice in the room over the longest period of time. Right? 3 things, all of them actionable today. Step 1, rewrite your target market description as a moment, not a category. Stop describing who your ideal client is and start describing what they're going through when they most need you. Write 1 paragraph. The situation, the feeling, the fear, the thing they want more than anything right now. That paragraph becomes your brief for every piece of marketing you create from this point forward. Step 2, audit your current marketing against that moment. Does your website headline speak to that person in that situation? Does your LinkedIn bio? Does the title of your lead magnet? If the answer to any of those is no, that's your starting point. 1 rewrite, 1 piece at a time. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight, but every new thing you create should pass through that filter before it goes out. Step 3, commit to 1 communication channel that will show up without fail. Not brilliantly, consistently. Volvo didn't win with 1 perfect campaign. They won by saying the same true thing in the same emotional register to the same person for longer than anyone else was willing to. Pick your channel, a monthly email, a LinkedIn post, a short video, 1 thing every single month, without fail. The businesses in your market pulling ahead right now are not the ones with the biggest budget. They're the ones who've identified their moment and committed to owning it now. If you're watching this and thinking, I know roughly who my ideal client is, but I'm not sure my marketing is actually speaking to them, that's exactly what the Growth Blueprint Scorecard is designed to show you. It covers all 8 growth levers across your business, including how well you've defined your target market, whether your lead generation is working, and how strong your nurture and referral systems are. 5 minutes, completely free. You'll know exactly where your biggest gap is and what to fix first. Link is in the description. If this was useful, subscribe. There's more coming. Next time, we're taking apart another famous campaign and pulling out the lessons that actually matter for your business. See you in the next one.